Hi, I'm Greg Matheson, the Chief Operating Officer of Newfound Gold, and I'm out here today at the Keats Trench, which was excavated late last year, 2023. We exposed roughly a 200-meter long strike length of the Keats Zone, and then really across about 70 to 100 meters in total width was exposed at the top of the zone. Part of our scheduling was to do an extensive channel sampling, a sampling program here at the trench. So the teams were able to go out last fall. They were working here doing a lot of the geologic mapping and making sure that we had an accurate picture of the geology of the trench. But the thing that really ties all that together is having the gold grade information and geochemical information from the actual rocks. So today we're here just having a look at the sampling process. We've outlaid a systematic grid across the entire length of the trench. So this is actually 27 individual lines that are spaced 7.5 meters apart. And these lines are essentially horizontal drill holes. So those drill holes are mimicking the bedrock surface, and they're telling us what kind of grade is within the rock. Today we're standing at a location that's being cut. It's in the process of being sampled. We take a roughly 5 centimeter or 2 inch wide cut through the bedrock. That's to a depth of about 2 inches. And that then gets sampled into individual intervals, much like a drill hole would. And so we can see a 1 meter cut or sometimes 50 centimeter cut, depending on how the geologist wishes to lay those samples out. That sample is then bagged and sent to the assay laboratory for analysis. And so we can start to understand the gold grades in this. As you can see, this line extends from one side of the trench right through the other one. Very straight line that's cut perpendicular to the strike length of the Keats Zone. So we're trying to cut across it much as you would with a diamond drill hole. The difference here between the channel sample and the diamond drill hole is that we're actually able to sit on top of the geology. We're able to see precisely how things are behaving outside of that very narrow window. When we're looking at diamond drill core, we only see a very small pipe. Here we've got the big picture. There's over 1,600 meters of channel lines that are being cut, which translates into well in excess of 2,000 individual samples. These will be sent for analysis. So right here we're looking at actually one of the channels that's already been cut. This one runs quite a long distance all the way down across the trench. And here's where we're crossing a large mineralized zone. So this zone's 7 or 8 meters wide, and the geologist will sample this very much like a drill hole. So we'll use interval sampling, and we'll try and break out the various phases or generations of veining that we see within the channel. And those will tell us a lot about the timing relationships of the quartz that's coming into the system. And this is all part of the geologic investigations that we're able to do when we have this type of exposure. We can understand the distribution of grade and the timing relationships of the veins. All of this information finally feeds into the three-dimensional models, and it's treated very much like a drill hole. The biggest benefit is one, that we're able to extrapolate directly between the pseudo drill holes, and two, that the data density is much greater than what we're accustomed to with diamond drill holes, which are typically spaced anywhere from 20 to 30 meters. These channels are actually 7.5 meters apart. So we're able to get really the highest data density out of the channel sampling program. And that's going to bring us a lot of information about grade variability and composites and boundaries of mineralization that we're really just not able to see when we're dealing with drill core alone. The channel sampling process is really giving us a very high resolution of geologic information about the Keats. And what that's ultimately helping us to do is to de-risk the geologic inputs that go into the three-dimensional model, where we're not extrapolating between drill holes. We can actually physically see the differences and changes over set distances, and really understanding the dimensions of the mineralization as well as the orientations of the mineralization. So very similar to the Keats Trench here, which we've opened up along roughly 200 meters of strike length. This summer in 2024, we are moving ahead with excavating the Iceberg Trench. So Iceberg's only an additional 200 meters along strike, but it's really one of the most significant zones here at the Queensway project. And it, like the Keats, extends right to the bedrock surface. So this summer, 2024, we're gonna be moving a lot of the overburden that overlies the Iceberg Trench, and everybody's gonna get their eyeballs into it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the iceberg. I think exposing the Iceberg Zone is going to be very important for us, again, to understand the geology and the geologic inputs that are going to form the basis of future studies on these mineralized zones here at Queensway.